Welcome in dark core. There are more than 200 moons floating around in our solar system, and more are discovered every day. Some moons have bizarre shapes, icy or molten surfaces, and some of these moons could be hiding life in undersurface oceans right now. And with today's advanced technology, old data is being used to create incredible new images of the moons in our solar system and find new discoveries. Join us as we take a look at real images of the moons in our solar system. You might not know this, but the dwarf planet Pluto has 5 moons, but some of them are so far away they are hard to image. Pluto's biggest moon, Charon, was discovered on June 22, 1978. Charon is half the size of Pluto at 754 miles across, and the pair are called a double dwarf planet system because they orbit around a central point in space, not each other. In this image, you can see the difference that 40 years of technology has brought us, and this is an image of Charon as the New Horizons spacecraft flew over it in July 2015. Charon is covered with mountains and has a great canyon that stretches more than 1,000 miles, 4 times as long as the Grand Canyon in the USA and twice as deep in some places. The planet Neptune has 13 moons, and one of those is Triton. On August 25, 1989, the Voyager 2 spacecraft flew by Triton and snapped these images. Triton is the largest Neptune moon, and it's a weird one because it's the only moon in our solar system that orbits in the opposite direction of its planet's rotation. But the other amazing thing about the icy, crusty Triton is it has huge ice volcanoes and geysers that spit out water, ice, and ammonia, sometimes leaving huge craters. The largest seen on the surface is 9 miles across. Researchers say there are huge oceans of liquid water under the surface, which may have some kind of life, and a mission called Trident to get up close is being planned. Neptune won't always have this moon, though. Millions of years from now, Triton will move so close to Neptune that tidal forces will rip it apart, forming bright new rings around the planet. Right now, the planet Uranus has 27 moons that we know of, but we'll look at the most unique ones. Miranda has a surface unlike any other moon in the solar system, with huge volcanoes 12 times as deep as the Grand Canyon. Umbriel is the 3rd largest Uranian moon, which is blue in color because of its water, ice, and rock surface. Because the planet Uranus orbits the sun on its side, the planet and its moons have extreme seasonal cycles. This means Umbriel's north and south poles will spend 42 years in complete darkness and another 42 years in continuous sunlight. Would you like to see a video about Uranus and Neptune? Some strange things have just been discovered on these ice giants. Let us know. The beautiful ring planet Saturn has a lot of moons. 82 have been discovered so far. That means we'll be spending a little time with Saturn. Pan is a small moon with a very unique shape, and was discovered by the Voyager 2 probe in 1990. It has a very odd shape, and is just 8.6 miles in diameter. Another of Saturn's innermost moons, Atlas, is a strange one, and some say it looks like a UFO. NASA's Cassini spacecraft snapped some amazing images of its unique flying saucer shape that's about 19 miles in diameter. But its look is nothing compared to Saturn's moon Hyperion. Researchers say it looks like a space sponge because it's likely a fragment of a bigger and more ancient moon that was destroyed by a massive impact in the early solar system. When first looking at this, we bet you're saying, that's no moon. But you'd be wrong, even though Mimas clearly resembles an iconic moon-shaped fictional space station. The giant impact crater on Mimas covers a third of its diameter, that measures 80 miles across with 3-mile-high walls. Whatever hit this moon was nearly ripped apart, as evidence from the fractures on the other side and all the craters. Saturn's 6th largest moon, Enceladus, is special because researchers know it has subsurface oceans, thanks to the images from NASA's Cassini spacecraft showing giant water ice plumes erupting from the surface and spraying high into the atmosphere. NASA decided to steer Cassini into one of these water vapor plumes to grab some samples. What it discovered was ice particles, salts, hydrogen, and simple organic compounds, and even complex organics. This means that Enceladus oceans meet all the requirements for life to exist. Don't worry, we didn't forget about Titan. This is the 2nd largest moon in the solar system with a nitrogen-rich, Earth-like atmosphere, and its surface shows dry river networks and lakes of hydrocarbon. 13 years of data from the Cassini spacecraft with more advanced technology has given us new incredible images of Titan. It's the only other place in the solar system besides Earth that has liquid water on its surface and is packed with the complex chemicals necessary for living organisms. And NASA wants to find out for sure with its Dragonfly mission, which will look for origins and signs of life. The Dragonfly is an 8-rotor drone that will take advantage of Titan's dense atmosphere and low gravity as it flies around looking for signs of life. Jupiter is another planet with an incredible amount of moons, some say more than 80 now. One of them, the largest moon in our solar system, Ganymede, is called the King of the Moons and is even bigger than the planet Mercury. Jupiter's moon Io is the most volcanically active object in our solar system with about 240 active regions. This image, put together using data from the Keck 2 telescope in Mauna Kea, Hawaii, shows a massive eruption that covers an 11-square-mile area as material is ejected into space. NASA's Galileo spacecraft snapped this image of two volcanic plumes on June 28, 1997, one captured on the edge of the moon, and the other right in the middle of the image with a reddish shadow. The biggest volcano on Io is Loki, and it's constantly erupting. Europa is another Jupiter moon that could have life. Hidden beneath its thick icy crust are thought to be huge interior oceans that have more water than all the water on Earth combined. We know they are salty oceans because NASA's Galileo spacecraft had a magnetometer on board and detected something conducting electricity on Europa. Jupiter is so big that it pushes and pulls on Europa, creating heat friction that causes the surface to expand and crack. This image shows that process, patches of ice in jigsaw puzzles, and the red is briny waters below coming to the icy surface. It's thought below the surface, Europa could have good condition for life. Jupiter's moon Callisto is the outermost of the four big moons. It's about 3,000 miles in diameter. There aren't any volcanoes or underground oceans here. What is interesting is the moon is very old as the solar system, and it's geologically dead. It's also the most heavily cratered object in the solar system, and images from the Galileo spacecraft are something to look at. Our closest planetary cousin, Mars, has a couple of moons in orbit, and one of them will have a brutal ending. Deimos is a small moon only measuring 9 by 7 by 6.8 miles in size. The best images we have are from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Phobos is the largest of Mars's two moons and has a non-spherical shape, and orbits the planet so close that it makes 3 orbits in just one day. Its most famous feature is the Stickney crater, which is 6 miles across, the sign of a huge impact which almost shattered the moon. However, Phobos is getting closer to Mars by 5.9 feet every 100 years, and in 50 million years, it will collide with Mars. Finally, we head back home. The planet Earth has just one moon, and it's the last planet closest to the sun that has a moon. The moon, as we all know it, is the original wonder of our night sky. It's the 5th largest natural satellite in our solar system, and it's the only place outside of Earth that humans have set foot on. And our moon is not just some rock floating next to us in space, keeping us company on lonely nights. It's vital for our planet to maintain life by moderating the planet's axis wobble. This helps the Earth create a stable climate and a natural Earth rhythm, if you will, and controls the tides of our oceans. The early moon has light and dark areas, which tells us that it once had a molten crust that crystallized to form the gray landscape we see now. Our moon was likely created when a Mars-sized object collided with the Earth 4.5 billion years ago, and the moon formed out of the molten debris. Our moon is doing the exact opposite of Mars's Phobos moon, and is being pushed away by the tidal bulge of the Earth. The result is that the moon is getting farther away from Earth by 1.6 inches per year, and the planet's rotation is slowing. But when the sun turns into a red giant, the drag by the sun's atmosphere will cause the moon's orbit to decay, and it will get closer to the Earth until it reaches the Roche limit, which is 11,470 miles above our planet, where it will be torn apart and form a Saturn-like ring of debris around the Earth's equator. But there's no need to worry about this. We've got about 4.5 billion years left until this happens. That's all we've got for now, but stay tuned for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching Dark Core.